There's more and more fraud being uncovered, and it's all tied to Tim Walz and Omar. So let's get back to the video, shall we?
ICE Minneapolis in order to make agents slip and fall when they're attempting to make arrests. Oh, wow.
Thought that was gasoline.
The worst part is the upside down U.S. flag. What is the purpose? So I've never understood the purpose of claiming you're a patriot and rioting and tearing stuff down in the U.S. as a citizen to fight for the rights of non-citizens.
I don't think they're claiming to be patriots. This episode is brought to you by Kalshi, the largest prediction market in the U.S. Download the Kalshi app using the link in the description and use promo code FAMILY when you sign up. Kalshi is the largest prediction market in the U.S. and it lets you trade on the outcome of real-world events, including football, basketball, and thousands of other events. Instead of playing against the house, you're trading yes or no against your peers on event contracts similar to buying or selling stocks.
And Kalshi is the only place where you can legally trade on these kind of events in all 50 states. Trade on game outcomes, playoff chances, win totals, or player performances on a regulated market where you can cash out whenever you want.
Okay, guys, so for example, this is a trade I did last year on who would win the election. So look, I traded with $250 and I came out with $410, guys, off of Trump winning the election.
You can even trade on current events like the odds of Tim Walz being charged and the winner of each game in the NFL playoffs.
College football winner, government shutdown, Fed decision in January, all types of stuff. Sign up and you will get $10 when you deposit $100. Again, use the link in the description and the code FAMILY to get started today.
That's what they claim. They say they're more patriotic than conservatives.
You know, there's some paid protesters out there.
No, yeah.
They cut the money for them.
You don't think they getting bread, boy?
Yeah, you probably are. Yeah.
Sick, man. They're really doing all they can to stop a government agency just because of who is the one who caused the order. And no energy like this for Obama. Zero. He did more.
I think they more mad because that lady died. I think if the lady didn't die, it probably wouldn't have been.
Yeah, that made it definitely
If she
worse.
was at home, rather than interfering with a federal investigation, she wouldn't be dead. Let's see what Christy Nome has to say about all this.
A violation of the law in many places. I discussed with the president this morning several things that we are dealing with under the department and different operations. We did discuss the Insurrection Act. He certainly has the constitutional authority to utilize that. My hope is that this leadership team in Minnesota will start to work with us to get criminals off the streets. Remember, we are there in surged operations because of the largest fraud scheme in American history.
Insurrection Act.
Okay, what would happen?
Y'all don't know what that act
Do that mean
entails.
that the National Guard just gonna come, or
Let's
what?
look into that. It legally empowers the president to use troops. All right. It says he would first issue a public proclamation demanding the insurgents cease their activities and disperse peacefully. I believe he's done that already. That's a step that's required. Then troops can be sent to the affected areas. That includes active duty U.S. military and National Guard units under federal command. Their role is to assist and take over law enforcement duties, such as quelling the unrest, protecting federal property or personnel, enforcing the laws, where local and state authorities are deemed unable or unwilling to do so. This is in the current context of protests in Minnesota against ICE, operations sparked by incidents like the fatal shooting of protesters and clashes. Troops could be deployed to protect ICE, secure federal buildings, and restore order.
All right, so they gonna call the troops. long story short.
That's crazy. That
Number
really
of police
insane.
officers that
FAFO.
Yeah, it's truly what it is. Let's see what the mayor has to say about this. This guy's a
Mayor Frey.
And we're in a position right now where we have residents that are asking the very limited number of police officers that we have to fight ICE agents on the street, to stand by their neighbors. We cannot be at a place right now in a
You seen the look on the chief's face when he said that, right? Asking the police to fight against ICE. He's like, whoa now. I didn't sign up for that. He's like, look at me. Hold on. Whoa. Hey, I didn't sign up for that, Mayor. Look. He's like, oh, hold on. What? Oh, hell no. Hey, whoa now, hey. You want us to fight against ICE? Are you stupid? I can see Minnesota police out there trying to fight ICE agents. I really do. You see the Minnesota police laying in the damn puddle of water or their own blood, or busted open. Because ICE is not just only law enforcement, National Guard. They have Delta people in ICE, SAS people in ICE. They got a lot of people who work for ICE in the military branches. Marines are in ICE. So yeah, it's dumbass to tell them about how the police fight against ICE. No blame-no. No blame-no scenario right there. No blame-no. Back to the video.
America, where we have two governmental entities that are literally fighting one another. Why are we put in this position? We're put in this position because we have approximately 600 police officers in Minneapolis, far fewer that are able to work at any given time. And there are approximately 3,000 ICE agents in the area. 3,000.
I think one of the main reasons that there's so many agents is because there's so much fraud. It's the biggest fraud scheme in American history. So, I mean, you're going to have a lot of people there. Makes sense.
They're also a sanctuary city, so that means there's illegals in the city. There's state laws that give illegals benefits like free college and healthcare and things like that. So, I mean, it's obviously a hotbed where there are people who ICE is deemed or sent to deport and investigate and capture. I mean, it's like, why play dumb? Why play stupid games when you know exactly what's going on? Like, why are you putting law enforcement officers in the way of a federal agency that's doing their job? Like, why are you putting them in harm's way? You should have the law enforcement officers protect your citizens and tell them to go home. That would be the best use of your power and the best use of law enforcement. I mean, obviously you don't have enough for them to fight ICE, and they shouldn't be fighting them in the first place. They should just be protecting the citizens. That's their job, serve and protect. So serve and protect the community by keeping protesters safe by sending their ass home. What does the police say about this?
You look slow.
My name is Brian O'Hara, BRIANO'Hara. I am the Minneapolis Police Chief. At 6:51 p.m., Minneapolis police received a 911 call reporting a shooting on the 600 block of 24 Avenue North. Preliminary information indicates that there was a struggle with a federal agent in front of the resident. During the struggle, the federal agent discharged his weapon, striking one adult male. The adult male then retreated inside of the residence, where he remained inside and refused to come out. Eventually, federal agents made entry into the residence, and the individual was brought to an ambulance where he has been transported to the hospital. Minneapolis police have secured the crime scene around the location, and the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, as well as the FBI, are on the scene processing the evidence. There's a crowd gathered in the area, and we have called for mutual aid from the Minnesota State Patrol and Hennepin County Sheriff. The crowd is engaging in unlawful acts. They have thrown fireworks at police officers, and at multiple times, gas has been deployed. Police are attempting to disperse this unlawful assembly at this time. I urge anyone that is at the scene to leave immediately. This is already a very tense situation, and we do not need this to escalate any further. I have faith that the investigators who are involved will follow every lead in this case and ensure it is completed to its logical conclusion.
Okay, so obviously he's leaving out a lot of details here. So the guy who was shot was an illegal immigrant who ICE was there to detain, and he fought the agent with a shovel and got shot. You had a weapon, you got shot. You brought a knife to a gunfight, homie. You brought a shovel to a gunfight. I mean, so the fact that he's in the hospital is cool. Like, obviously he's not dead, so it's okay that he's okay. But why would you fight an armed federal agent when you're already in the country unlawfully? And then he goes on to say, oh, there's a crowd of people attacking the police now. Yes, because they're not on your side. So why are you fighting ICE? Why are you siding with people that already don't like you? These people say all cops are bastards, all cops are bad. And now you're engaged in fighting people who are literally seen as the same as you, and this mayor that's behind you is encouraging them. It's encouraging your officers to get hurt by these citizens. And you just said they're engaged in unlawful acts. They're engaged in unlawful protests. They're assaulting officers. So I think you, as the police chief, should make a rational decision and side with ICE and quell the crowd and come after people like Jacob Frey and Tim Walz who are encouraging this behavior that's putting you and federal agents in harm's way. And you should do the right thing, your due diligence, and stop them from doing that. I believe that's your job, to serve and protect the community.
That's not going to happen.
I mean, it's just logical. I mean, like, if they are attacking you and your job is to fight ICE and you're fighting ICE and you don't have enough agents to fight them, and now the people that you're fighting them for are attacking you, what are you gaining? You're putting you're putting yourself in harm's way twice.
He's protecting his daddy back there. Look how his daddy.
Well, he did say to go home, so I was happy with that.
That ain't,
At least he said.
what the hell? You think they finna listen?
Tim Walz
The
told him to
dude
stand up
behind
and
them
fight.
is Tim Walz and Jacob Fry telling them to go out there and fight.
Ain't they department defunded too?
Guess who defunded it? The guy standing behind them and Tim Walz.
Yeah, they gotta go home. It's not safe.
Bruh, it's not safe. I mean, these government officials are encouraging this. They know exactly what's going on. They know the law enforcement's in danger. They know ICE is in danger, and they're encouraging it. And then they're putting the two sides against each other, while the people are against both sides.
I think
It's like
this is just covering up for something that's actually bigger going on behind the scenes.
it's all BS, bro. I feel like if law enforcement if I was the police chief, I'm like, look, bro, we siding with ICE, bro. Keep it 100, bro. Like, they say all cops are bad, all cops are bastards. We supposed to serve and protect. We gonna send y'all ass home. We're gonna go start making arrests. We're gonna start employing crowd control, and we employing the full extent of the law, bringing down the hammer of the law. If y'all started arresting these protesters and putting them in jail, and they had a real fear of the consequence, we would see less protests. I would just start pepper spraying people, arresting people.
They should
Hold
be
on,
allowed
is the
to
police
protest.
chief elected?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
That's
He
why
got
he's
selected.
trying to save face. He doesn't want to,
Lose election.
Yeah.
I mean,
But I think he tried to basically say go home as nice as he could, but he wasn't very
I just
adamant about it. Yeah.
think the guys he's siding with, these government officials, are putting his police officers in harm's way. You just said there's only 600 police officers, and they can't even work all day. Now you're putting them out there against federal agents who have much bigger guns and are already stressed and on high alert because they're being attacked. Now you're pitting two sides against each other, and there's a side that outnumbers all of them that's against all of them. It's like, what's the purpose of that? You could just side with the federal agents and start arresting the protesters. That'll send them home. Start arresting them, giving them charges. That's what I would do if I was the police chief.
Yeah.
I would protect my police officers. That's protecting the community too. This stuff doesn't get tore up and people don't get hurt. Okay, let's see what Caroline Levitt has to say about this.
Thanks, Caroline. Earlier, you were just defending ICE agents generally, and earlier on, Secretary Nolan spoke to the media, and she said, among other things, that they are doing everything correctly. 32 people died in ICE custody last year. 170 US citizens were detained by ICE, and Renee Good was shot in the head and killed by an ICE agent. How does that equate to them doing everything correctly?
Why was Renee Good unfortunately and tragically killed?
Are you asking me my
Yeah.
opinion? Because an ICE agent acted recklessly and killed it unjustifiably.
Oh, okay. So you're a biased reporter with a left-wing opinion.
What do you want me to do?
Yeah, because you're a left-wing hack. You're not a reporter. You're posing in this room as a journalist, and it's so clear by the premise of your question. And you and the people in the media who have such biases but fake like you're a journalist, you shouldn't even be sitting in that seat.
Damn.
But you're pretending like you're a journalist, but you're a left-wing activist. And the question that you just raised in your answer proves your bias. You should be reporting on the facts. You should be reporting on the cases. Do you have the numbers of how many American citizens were killed at the hands of illegal aliens who ICE is trying to remove from this country? I bet you don't. I bet you didn't even read up on those stories. I bet you never even read about Laken Riley or Jocelyn Nungray or all of the innocent Americans who were killed at the hands of illegal aliens in this country. And the brave men and women of ICE are doing everything in their power to remove those heinous individuals and make our communities safer. And shame on people like you in the media who have a crooked view and have a biased view and pretend like you're a real honest journalist.
Grilled. She was
She
feisty.
grilled me. Yeah, she went in. I mean, the dude asked a charged question, obviously a left-leaning charged question, was trying to bait her response, and she made a great answer. Yeah, you want to talk about what ICE has done to protect themselves, but you're not talking about the people who have harmed Americans that they're here to remove. Laken Riley was killed. Jocelyn, I don't remember to catch the last name, but they was killed by illegal immigrants. And the fact that we let these people into our country and they're harming Americans is enough for everybody to get removed. So, I mean, I think she stood on business, and I like the fact that she didn't play into these left-leaning narratives and get baited by that question.
Yeah, I mean, it was clearly, it was a rage bait.
She called him a left-wing hack.
Dang, so they're destroying ICE vehicles.
They stole
FBI
and looting.
and ICE vehicles have been looted after federal agents were forced to abandon them.
It's a dude that took an AR-15.
This is why the police should be working in tandem with these agencies and preventing this from happening. These people need to go to jail. If these people were getting arrested and going to prison and facing actual consequence, we wouldn't see this happening. But we have these Democrat government officials that are protecting them and putting law enforcement officers in harm's way by making them fight the federal government.
We got to stop calling these protesters. These are rioters.
They
These
are
criminals.
It's for the illegals. They're not doing this for the
This is what the government, this is what the mayor and the governor are allowing in Minnesota.
These like anarchists.
This looks like freaking the Purge, bro.
Hey, I
What's that
take
weapons
grams
bar?
of off that motherfucking stuff.
See, you'll take what?
Do we have a pen or jam over here?
I'm taking grams
This
and
is crazy.
everything.
You see, I'm taking grams and eggs.
They're doing it because they love the lose. No, they're not. They're doing it because they're sheep. And they
They
say
crawled in the back, opened all the doors. They're trying to get that gun locker out. They opening the hood. They about to steal the catalytic converter.
Yeah, that car finna go all the way down there to Mexico.
they're just doing it because they see each other. They
I'm gonna
don't
keep it
care.
100.
They
This
don't
looks-
care about these people at all. I'm telling you, they don't care.
Yeah, this is anarchists. They just wanted to do destruction and loot. I think
This
this
it looks like Gotham, bro. Where's Batman? Put the bat signal in the sky.
they're gonna show Trump.
National reporting says hundreds of millions of stolen American taxpayer dollars has been tracked leaving America, being sent to Somalia. $500,000 in cash being flown out daily to Somalia from Minnesota.
I told you the riot is a distraction. There's something else going on behind closed doors. They playing chess.
This is what the rioters are fighting to protect, fighting to allow.
Rich, what have you found?
Hi, Elizabeth. So, a retired naval intelligence officer says he tracked hundreds of millions of dollars flowing from fake Minneapolis daycares through suitcases at Minneapolis Airport to Somalia, straight to the terror group Al Shabaab. Philip Parrish was part of the Joint Terrorism Task Force in 2016. He connected the dots to U.S. designated terror fronts. His ignored warnings tonight raised new questions about fraud and taxpayer dollars.
In 2016, we were already tracking that it was adding up to hundreds of millions of dollars. And that was just what we were tracking then.
In 2016, Philip Parrish, then a lieutenant in the Navy, was ordered to join the Joint Terrorism Task Force and follow the flow of money to terror groups in Africa and the Middle East. Then he found an alarming tie to the U.S.
There's an interesting pattern here happening where the money's coming out of Minneapolis International Airport. Well, where is it coming from? Are they getting it in Minneapolis? Where is it coming from? Well, that led to then some research about a list of fake companies. Well, it's all cash that's coming out of these fake daycares and/or daycares with inflated numbers.
Parrish connected the dots for military operations abroad. How much money?
Hundreds of millions. You know, when you're talking suitcases of evidence reports, of suspicious activity reports from banking, TSA reports from the airport, and then the military side of the house tracking who it got to, you're talking about tens of thousands, $300,000, $500,000, all these different varying amounts daily. The open source material will tell you every other week out of Terminal 2, but it was daily.
In 2016, 2017, you were with JTTF, and in your professional opinion and experience, the money that you saw leaving Minneapolis Airport, the hundreds of millions of dollars, was that ending up in the hands of terrorists?
Yes.
No doubt about it.
Direct portions of it were ending up in the hands of terrorists, absolutely. All the way from pirate boats being bought to
I'm the captain now.
essentially the administration of a terrorist network administratively.
Parrish said they tracked the money couriers to the Netherlands, then to Nairobi, Kenya.
I'm
I
gonna be
got a
honest,
question.
guys.
How was they able to get it past TSA with all that money? Because if you
I
have
have
a
no
lump
idea.
sum of money, they take it
stop
from you.
you,
Yeah,
yeah.
they take you from there.
Who
People
knows,
get
bro?
stopped flying with weed.
You want to know the craziest thing? It should infuriate every American person that the discovery of this type of fraud is what led to cities being destroyed, officers being attacked, ICE being assaulted because of people trying to defend their tax dollars being stolen. Like, how freaking stupid can you be?
That's what
How
I'm
can
saying.
you call this an attack on a community when the community is frauding our nation, stealing millions of dollars from us? Like, we have to go to work every day. Americans have to go to work every day and can't get ahead, and people are breaking and cheating the system, stealing money and sending it overseas to a different country. And people are literally fighting, putting themselves in harm's way, destroying property, attacking agents, and